This video is going to have a look at what happened when humans migrated out of Africa, where they went and how they adapted to their environments. So as humans migrated outside of Africa then, they came across different climates and they found they had to adapt their behaviour to make sure that they could survive. The first place that it's noted that humans migrated to is the coastal areas in the east or near east of Asia. They then eventually moved on to hotter lands, which would become Australia, and finally into Europe with its cold climate. When they first moved to Asia then, they discovered very quickly that there was something wrong with the food there. They couldn't actually eat it, and they had to change their behaviour about the food that they ate to survive. So using shellfish, which is one of the local foods in Asia, as an example, they developed stone tools, and they could use these stone tools to crack open the shellfish. This enabled them to get into the edible food inside. When they migrated to Australia, the ones that went into rainforest started to eat fruit that grew in the trees. The issue with this is, in the first place, they could not reach. So this meant that they had to develop new tools, such as long sticks, arrows, to be able to knock the food down, which helped them to eat. So finally then, when they got into Europe, they realised that the plants and animals there were very much different. They noticed that the animals in particular were much larger than where they came from, so they had to think of new methods to actually hunt these animals, and this meant hunting in groups and making new tools so they could kill the animals and eat them. The climate was also colder, so it meant they started to build more shelters, which helped them to survive, and they also started skinning animals to keep themselves warm. In the past, humans have also had to adapt their behaviour to survive an ice age, which is a really large period of a very cold climate. So they did this, for example, by creating shelters. They also used fires to heat their shelters. They wore warm clothing which was made from animal skins and fur. They hunted more often to get more animals for more food. And they began to make and use more tools. They were building more, making more clothes, hunting more animals, and so on. And finally, communication and cooperation both increased, and groups worked together to survive, and this helped language to develop as well.